cob brick.
Yes, I was going to tell you all that too. Daniel knows more about cob than I do, but yes, you can make get you a couple pieces of wood and make you some forms. And cob's pretty good because it'll shrink up a little bit. And so as soon as you make it, I mean, if you let it sit for a couple hours, it's going to shrink up just enough where you can pull the form right off of it, no problem. Let the brick sit until it hardens, and you can make. We're actually going to build a retaining wall out of a foot by foot brick. We're going to make 50 brick at a time in one big form. We're going to have two of them, so it'll be 100 brick at a time actually. 50 in each form. Lift it off. There's all your brick. Wait for them to dry. Start building the wall. So go ahead, Dan.
Well, to make them waterproof and everything, if you add a little bit of lime to keep the bugs out of them and make them waterproof, so that when rain hits it, they don't wash away. So,
how much lime would you put? Say you start out with shovels. I always use shovels as a measurement. You'd use 2 shovels of the red clay, 1 shovel of the sand, and how much lime?
Less than a handful, because now your shovelful measurement, I'd use 1 bucket of 5-gallon bucket of sand, 2 buckets of clay, and then 1 shovelful of lime to make it more waterproof and to keep the bugs from digging in and stuff like that.
And is it pretty waterproof? I mean, when you put the lime on it,
well, see, everybody knows what kind of summer we had this summer.
Right.
I had some that are cob that is exposed to the rain, and it's gotten all this rain and it has not washed away. It's shinier, you know, from where
water.
Yeah, there's little bitty tiny particles of rock in all this, so you know they all show up now, but it still hasn't washed away. I haven't lost any of the dimension of it, so it's made it pretty watertight, you know, as far as not washing away.
His cob house, I mean, man, the rain we got on, I was thinking, Lord, this will have to wash away, and we got hardly any erosion at all. And of course, most of all his was sand that we dug right out of a ditch. Now, I did, for speed, I went and bought 10 tons of sand because I mean, I want to go fast. I don't want to go digging a whole bunch. I want to get it done because we got so many other projects going, so I went and got some sand. Plus, it does make, like I said, a better cob batch because it's a lot pastier and it goes on and sticks better. So let's make some up. All right, we're gonna make some up, and then everybody can get in here, and we'll try. Let's start with a hay bale. That'll be probably the easiest thing, and let's get them a hands-on experience of putting cob on hay. All right, so we're gonna do.
That's where you wash up too. That little water thing.
Right, you can wash off it over there. I think they got a whole bunch of gloves over here. They did. Is that right? I've got some. Oh, she's got some gloves. I've got it. Okay. All right, we're gonna do 1 bucket of sand, 2 buckets of dirt. And do we have a shovel? I can do it by hand. Any loose head?
Okay, well we're gonna cob that.
Oh, cob 1, break 1.
Okay, cob 1, break 1.
Yeah, I guess I needed to ask how much hay you mix with it too, huh?
Yeah, usually a loose bucket, loosely, not this compact stuff, but a loose bucket full is about the recipe I've been working. But as you're going along, if you have a whole, now if you're cobbing straw beds, they are not perfect. They go in and out and all this kind of stuff. But if you take extra hay and you mix with your batch, your cob that you got, and it'll fill in that little dip right there. Of course, we'll show you that. But
there's all kinds of techniques you can use for doing this kind of stuff. We'll show you guys some different techniques of how to do it. Like you said, covering up holes. And you can do anything. I mean, you can stick rocks in holes, soda cans, water bottles, whatever. Stick it in there to fill up a hole, and then cob over the top of it. Did he say he was going to get a shovel? I need something to stir it up with.
Yeah, you can get one.
Let's let everybody mix it up. Y'all come on in. Come roll around. Y'all can mix it all up real good. We'll throw some hay in it. Just the hay we're going to throw that? Straw bale usually is your best bet. As far as Dan, what's the best hay you think? Wheat.
Not wheat. Straw, which is with the seeds removed out of the wheat straw. And then wheat straw seeds in there. Whatever the nursery that is braided, no, actually this the line's going to oversee everything that they spread it with, so that normally you would take you can do this several different ways, but you lay all this out on the tarp and two people working it and you put it in the middle and everybody stomp. And then you take the tarp and you roll it like a big burrito and then everybody stomp on it. But we did that at the beginning and it's very time consuming. A mixer or this way is the quickest way. I mean, that's the old traditional way. But
A little portable concrete mixer thing.
Yeah, we got one just for convenience sake. If you got access to it, by all means use it.
Well, how
You know?
long do you want to be needed?
But we did the entire house by hand, and his wife's feet. She would just get in the mixer and do it.
Mixing concrete except for mixing.
Yeah, just mix it. Yeah, that's right.
You actually could use gravel instead of straw to make it harder and stronger.
You're gonna have a hard,
maybe you're making bricks.
Right, yeah, bricks you could, but if you're trying to put this on by hand, you don't want gravel.
Well, no, but I know what I'm talking about. If you making bricks and then you mix your other up with straw to lay the bricks,
Right.
you don't want to mix it with straw because you're making
Now you
lightweight concrete.
without straw, it's just mortar. You just put that in between the brick without straw. You don't need straw. All the rock wall, I don't know if I showed you that. I got a picture of it. The rock wall we're building, it's a fireplace.
now,
The fireplace just has mortar without hay in between the rock.
but I'll show you
It's hard. You can't get it.
how dry your sand is.
Like limestone.
Yeah, you want it like clay.
Yeah, yeah. Sand. You can use any kind of rock, really.
The straw mixed in there.
I believe sandstone,
See, your straw, the reason you're putting straw in there is because your straw works as your rebar. I mean, that's pretty tough to pull apart. Imagine that going every different direction through your bricks.
Kind of like fiberglass.
It's going to be pretty tough. For your first coat anyway, you use full-length straw. The next coat you go over there, you would cut it up into smaller 2-inch pieces, 1-inch pieces, something like that for your second coat. And then the third coat, you don't use any at all, any straw at all. All right,
That's for smoothing. Your last is your finish coat, just like you would sheetrock mud or anything else. Put your finish coat on there. Now you could use a little, but if you did, make it really fine, really fine. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. We're just gonna stick our hands in it, Dan. Looks like that's fine. We'll just stick our hands in it. About 1 billion times.
yeah.
Anybody wants to put their hands in it? Come on.
Basically, the consistency of peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter's good. Sometimes, it depends on the application of what you're putting it on. Sometimes you make it thinner, sometimes you make it thicker.
If you want this coat, you want it a little thinner than the peanut butter.
Well, like if you're doing cordwood, which I'll show you cordwood here in a minute, but you want it real thick because you want to hold up that cordwood as you're putting it on. Because I do. You have to go to YouTube, look at GoForGreenLiving on YouTube, but I'm building a fireplace out of it. I've built a couple of fireplaces out of it, and so I like it thick that way so it holds my rocks up and I can keep going. Because when I first started this, I could only go about 1 foot, and if I went, stop and let it dry. Heat doesn't affect it. Makes it harder. Now, that's one thing about concrete. When heat gets to concrete, it explodes. Everybody knows that. But now, concrete pulls moisture to it. If concrete's easy to use, it's less labor intensive. Concrete is really not good because concrete compacts itself and gets tighter and tighter and tighter, so finally it disintegrates. That's why there ain't no 500-year-old concrete buildings left. And there's plenty of these left everywhere, so because
Mixing all the hay in it. Usually you want to kind of strip it and rip it up a little bit. This is a little bit long. I don't know where the baler.
Oh, better than
What do you think?
what?
You think reed straw?
And reed straw would work just fine. You know.
What's the best? Do you think again?
Wheat
Straw?
Pine straw won't work.
Pine straw turns to sand, whereas wheat straw turns to bankable clay consistency.
Where do you get your wheat straw?
The farmers, they sell it at Home Depot, at Lowe's, and
Of course, you want to try to find it as cheap as possible. Some of them are like $3 a bale. You don't want to pay that.
That's what I was
Are they about full?
yeah.
I had a farmer give me a bunch. Just because he said, he was asking me about it. I said, what are you going to do with it? I tried to build a house out of it. He said, well, I'm going to give it to you and see what you do with it.
Who did that?
What?
Who did that?
His name's Mr. Albright. He's a real good old guy. But he just farmer grows wheat during September to and this stuff actually, you think it's harmful for your hands, but it's not. It's real good for you. Where are you going to talk to me? You don't work with them?
There's a lot of minerals.
But your hands are going to turn orange. There's nothing about that. All around your nails that you don't know how to put in there yet, but they're all orange around there. So.
Look like Stinky the Hot Banger.
That's getting about right.
Yeah, it's feeling pretty good.
Is this just clay dirt?
All the way through it.
Plain sand, yeah.
Clay and sand, right? The dirt part of it, you had to. How do you get it so fine?
Sifting it.
Sifting it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to
that's
let it
something
dry.
they already pre-sifted that dirt before you're going to dig it out of your yard. Then you need to just take that hard wire that's it's about a
Screen wire. You could do,
yeah, 3/8 half inch, something like that.
yeah, red wire.
And then
Anything below that.
you just sift it through there, you shake it through, and then I have places where we have a 55-gallon drum, we sift it. It takes about 2 hours to do 55-gallon drum.
Just to get out the big rocks.
Yeah. But that'll do like 15 batches an hour. So that's not bad for
15 batches. That's all down to good dirt. I don't know
So
where
if you're making a house,
that's
just do
natural dirt.
one batch at a time
I don't
and
know
just
where you picked it up at.
gradually put
you
it
start
on.
at the bottom and you just gradually like this batch. This is your first batch, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But you'll get things like this.
Dirt's right there.
And it's a little bit wet because it's not good, and I can just feel it in my hands. It's a little bit wet. Before we're putting on that dry, that's wheat straw actually. So we're putting on the wheat straw.
We'll put it on this one over here.
Yeah.
I wish we could
You
get
can
that
make a
thing up
ball,
higher.
and you would want it to hold shape.
Bale, should we set it up on top of this?
Quite hold shape.
Put it up there for a table.
Is there any machinery that'll do this job bigger and quicker? Or,
Yeah.
That way people can come by and
could you actually use one?
put it on there so they can see.
We do that. Use a concrete mixer now.
Yeah.
We put an entire coat on my house by foot. Mixing it by foot. And my wife's leaf, and they're kind of like permanently orange stained. I wish she was around. I could show you. But
How long does it take to dry once you apply it?
depends on the temperature
Yeah,
outside.
depends on temperature.
But no more than a week.
Really?
Yeah. Now, that's about how much I would put on at a time. And I put it at the palm of my hand, just like that. And putting it on straw, you want to slam it against there and force it up. Force it into the fibers of that, because that's what's going to hold your cob to that outside. You want to show them?
Yeah, I'll give them a shot. One thing you want to make sure is you don't have a whole lot of loose on here, because it'll just fall off. So you want to pull out anything that's kind of loose. And when you put it on, you definitely want to force it upward, forcing it in like this. That's still not mixed good, but it'll work. So you force it in like this and you can spread it. And that's the way you do it. And that's your first coat. You want it thin, just as long as it's going into the fibers. You want it as thin as possible. You guys need to get you a handful. Just come over here, everybody, kind of put some on. You can put it on top, sides, anywhere you want.
I'm doing cordwood and I'm doing
push it in and manipulate it around, and it'll stick right on there.
How thick are you going to have it on each side of that? 4 inches. The first coat is mainly to get rid of the loose. Yeah, I just put it in the ball and kind of hold it together. And then I'll manipulate a little bit out of it and get it in the palm of my hand. Grip and just kind of force it in there. And all this little rebar is going to bind to that little rebar. So you're going to make it
Like an R70, 75 to 90. R factor. Matter of fact, your house will stay. You can completely do it that way. Probably stay around 240. It'll almost be like being on the ground.
And then I take rebar down.
Could really push hard.
It's as much developing a feel for it. You know, these guys have been doing it for years. And
While you're doing it, you can usually most people
Pack it good, like in a ball, like a little small ball. It seems to help.
use the dark
Pack
side
it
of
pretty
force.
good.
plastic over it.
The dark side of it.
Yeah, anger. That hay killed your father. You're getting revenge.
Me too. Let Daniel go through that. I'll tell you anyway. You build these forms
There you go.
on top
All right, you're a pro now.
of the hay.
But you know I've been playing mud since I was
There you go.
Shoves the straw down and makes it really stack. And then so you put your walls up.
That's the worst thing about it.
And make it really
Push it in there.
push it down.
No matter what
Forms you build, about yay wide, just enough to sit on top of it.
Well, they have
And for me, I'm going to do logs, so I'm going to cut it in and my logs will go lay in those grooves.
There you go.
Mash that with hay.
and I'm like,
Perfect.
no, I just pound it with sledgehammer, but
We need to get into that too. The foundation is another thing. Tires, we pound tires in your house.
So that's going to stay your insulation
Right now.
forever. Don't ever. Everybody says, "Oh, what if you get mice and all that kind of stuff in there?" You're building a closed environment in there, and no air, no. It was 4 inches of cob. I mean, there's a chance you can get a mouse in there. He can dig his way in there and find it, but he's not going to be very happy in there because of compressed straw bales. So you know, it's a chance he can have it.
4 inches on each side, and that bill gives you R95.
R95. So my house should stay 74 degrees year round. So without heat, without air conditioning. No, I was going to go with dome, but when I started the house, I didn't have any help.
That's it. Come on in.
I was going to make the straw bales go around with the rebar, and I didn't have any help, so I couldn't do it. Hold the bale up there and then pound it with the straw bale. But I went with a regular tin roof, but we're going with slip on the inside. Now slip is the insulation for your interior walls and your roof. Slip is this clay, a bucket of that clay, and a bucket of water mixed together so that they're completely saturated, and it's just like a liquidy soup. You know, it's like chocolate milk. You just dip your hay in it and you bring it out, and it's just like lightly coated with. After everybody washes their hands, I'll be able to show you that bucket. Slip, yeah. And you take that, you put that in your roof and into your walls, and it's just like stacked hay in your interior walls. So that's your insulation for your room. So it'll be about that thick.
And you said you put a metal up over the top or metal roof?
It's not very good metal, but
Hay bales, are you going to interlock them, or are you going to put a coating on the top before you put another bale up there?
yeah, we stagger them, then rebar down the middle. But now it's around windows and stuff. You can't do that. It's stack them four high and everything. But I mean, so everybody's invited to my Cobb house. So you help me work on it, then I'll feed you. You know, I tell everybody laughs. But if you don't help me work, I'll show you around and I'll say, okay, I'll see you later.
Can't stop working. You gotta keep going.
Gotta keep working, but if you knock on it, it's as hard as concrete. I mean, it's like knocking on
A rock.
a rock. Yeah,
Basically.
it's a brick. And the hotter it gets, the stronger my house gets. You know, so the hotter it gets, 100-degree days, it's just making my house stronger. It's a tornado, earthquake, hurricane. Now up to an F3 tornado. F4 is like big thing. Nothing's going to withstand that. But earthquake and fire and brimstone proof.
Proof.
Fire.
I'm gonna try to cob this rock over here. I've never cobbed wire rock before. So
Okay.
have you done that yet? Let's see what this does here. This will be my first on this one. So it looks like I'm probably just gonna tack it in there and just see what happens. Because it looks like it's gonna work pretty easily. Wow, look at that. That's gonna be great. I was gonna say that. There's a lot of junk in there, but I mean any of that it don't matter really. If you need to fill like a big hole, say for instance there's a hole here, you want to fill that, you can get your cob, get you some of it, and you could take and say for instance, well, I need something to fill up a little more space. Grab you some more hay and stick in it and just kind of mash it in there real good. Get you a little more, and then you can shove it up in there. And then cob over the top of it. And that fills up a gap, see? And it'll be super stout because all that hay in there anyway, as long as, see how that works?
Wow.
And it'll just stop up any hole. You can do that in a hay bale if you don't have any other alternative like rocks or like pop bottles or cans. We've done everything. We just stick anything in the hole, just fill up the gap and then cob over it. Now what's cool about cob is your house doesn't have to be the perfect uniform, pretty straight walls. You can make designs in it. I mean, you carve anything you want in it, you know, make a design in it. You make your walls, you know, move. In his house, where we have the tires for the foundation, we're leaving that contour of those tires. And it looks super neat. Some of them we're making shelves out of them. The tires that stick out, making shelves out of them. It looks really cool. You guys just have to see it. Yeah.
You can cob right over the tires too, and you never know they're there. Y'all really need to come see the Cobb house. Yeah, the 4-week cob too. We'll put down 4 layers on the cob and then smooth it out, and then we'll coat it with linseed oil. And the linseed oil actually changes the molecularness.
This is hard to say.
Molecular structure of the clay to make it more like a polymer. So you can walk on it in white sock feet and not get red clay on you. So yeah, so it'd be dirt floor, dirt walls, dirt roof. So it's a big dirt.
So you have to like the color.
No. You can change the color. Yeah, you can dye it when they have clay dyes. You know, like your potteries and stuff like that. They sell the clay dyes. You ain't gonna be able to turn it white, you know, unless you use brown or red or green. Or now that's something we're actually going to do. This stuff is so easy to work with. As far as forming it, me and my wife are going to put trees on the outside and then get some of the green dye and make leaves on it, and so it'll kind of blend into our. We'll have trees all on the outside, and we're going to build glass bottle windows and stuff, you know, the wattles. And she wants a turtle and a bird, you know, as part of our windows. So when they shine in, there'll be these different colored birds. But you really can't build a house for nothing.
There's so much use to this stuff. I mean,
Stick it in there.
we could build rocket mass furnace, rocket mass stoves, anything out of cob. And, you know, to build, just say a rocket mass furnace, he was going to put one in his house. I mean, that thing, especially with the house being around 74 degrees year round, because of the insulation that's on it, I mean, we're talking, I mean, it would do nothing to heat it if it needed it. And so we're really unsure whether we're going to do that or not, because we walked in there yesterday, I mean, the day before yesterday, it was kind of cool. We walked in there, and the whole house was wonderful, nice and cool, and I was like, wow, you know, I don't know if you're ever going to see anything. Maybe some heat if it got cold. But rocket mass would do that, we build it out of cob, very little wood to do that. It burns the gas over and over and over, so it would work really good.
He wants this cob. Does anybody want to help me cob?
We're going to cob all that? Everybody want to get around there and cob that?
Put it down thick like this is, and
Are you showing how to
So you're doing it like you do it.
Yeah.
you want to get it worked into all the pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're working it on purpose like that.
Yep. I wanted to stay
I
in there.
thought you was just trying to be nice.
No, that's the way I would work it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be cob. So here, just put a layer out and start with the cordwood. Just lay it here, put some more on it, lay another one, put some more on it, lay another one, right?
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and move this.
Oh, they're mine, yeah, let's not have it.
Get this cord up.
Yeah, no, there's a guy out in Ohio that does this.
Now this, yeah, get us a good layer on it.
24, 36 inch walls to really get the insulation factor out of it.
Yeah, you'd want to go a little higher, yeah. You can do it then, at that point.
You're much less labor intensive with cordwood than you are in the rest of it.
You're right. You're right. But yeah, you're gonna have to go a lot wider to get the insulation back. Absolutely. Are we planning on cobbing this whole thing? Or is that what they wanted to do?
They want us to, but
Make the stove up.
Well, can we get enough? Can we get enough people in there? Maybe we can do it. We have to, I'm gonna make some more cob. We're gonna get enough people to do it.
yes, exactly. Because all during the daytime it'll heat up, and then at nighttime it'll give me back that heat. But the best way to store heat anywhere, the best way to store heat is in water, because it gives it back the slowest.
And you, first of all, before you stack them, you're gonna fill every bit of this with dirt on the inside. Then you're going to fill this in with dirt, and then you're going to take a sledgehammer and just tap it in until this whole sidewall blows up like it's got air in it. You'll think it, I mean, it'll be so hard you can't mash it in with your thumb around the side. It will make this thing super heavy. We're talking about 300 pounds. It ain't going anywhere. So if you're using it as a foundation, one, the rubber stops water. The rubber also stops vibrations from earthquakes, stuff like that, which we don't have much around here, but we have had a few. Not too drastic, but we've had some. Not to say, I mean, we got a bad fault line up here that could go at any time, so. Once you get it stacked up and you got this for your foundation, you can set your sandbags, hay bales, whatever you're going to build your walls out of, and that's your entire foundation all the way around your home. We build in archways, round. And the reason we do that is for weather, wind, things like that. Square houses will just get blown away. A round house, the wind will just go right around it. So you make your home, you know, resistant to tornadoes, a lot of rain, things like that will just beat it down. So you make everything round. And tires helps with that too, because they're round also, so everything's moving around the foundations. Inside your home is kind of cool because you're moving the cob around, and after you get it out here pretty thick, and so you have a tire. Well, I'm just going to move this right down here to give you an idea. Say for instance, you got this is your sitting on your foundation right here, and you got this is exposed, and you cob over the top of this. You can make shelves out of it. You can just make it a real pretty design, you know, in your home. It's not. You don't have to make the house just, you know, how everything's got to be so square in the house, you know. You can do any kind of design you want, make it really pretty. If you look on YouTube and you look at some of the designs they make, and then they paint this stuff. You can paint cob just like you can anything else. Some of the most beautiful designs you'll ever see are made. glass bottles. They take Coke bottles and things and make, you know, beautiful flowers and turtle designs. And when the sun comes up, shines through those into your home, it is beautiful, unreal. Those are earth ships. Look up earth ships, Cobb houses, adobe houses, all those. But that's basically your foundation, how that would work.
You put in just a regular window frame?
You can. In Daniel's house, we're putting window frames in, and then we put the hay bales around it, and just cob over. Once the cob hardens, it ain't going anywhere. We tried it. We tested. We had a gigantic piece of glass, probably about 6 feet long. And it was a double pane glass. We cut a groove in the top of the hay bale right here, and we did that all the way around it. And we just set it in there and stacked all the hay up around it, and then cobbed it. Well, we cobbed one side at a time was kind of a mistake. We learned. It started bowing it out or going crazy. So we reinforced one side, cobbed it lightly, then went in and cobbed the other side. And now that it's dry, just take everything loose and it's standing there solid. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, we didn't know if it was going to work, but we're always trying different things to see what happens. So, you know, it's a lot easier just to get in there and try to do something. I mean, the whole idea of this thing is for all of us to have ideas, all of us to get in and figure something out. It's the reason why we do what we do. I mean, we don't want people to go, oh, that's the easy way, or make it better, you know? Figure out a way that you can do it better than I can.
Hey, David, did you say that you put a thick glass,
stuck it down in the hay?
In the hay.
Yeah, about that far.
And then you pulled everything away from it when you were done, and the glass was in the cob.
It's there.
And it's there
solid,
like
yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That is cool.
We have a greenhouse built onto the side of the Cobb house, right?
Yeah.
It's a glass greenhouse. So it's just a small one. We're putting it there for the big greenhouse that we have off on another piece of property to bring stuff into it. Well, we want to be able to see from in the house on one side in there to see, you know, what's going on without having to go into the greenhouse with this big old pane of glass. Yeah, that's
nothing, no frame or nothing.
No frame or nothing. We did 2 windows that way because the first one worked out, so we did another one. We thought it was pretty cool. But we just took a skill saw, what we did.
Yeah.
And I just took a skill saw and I just run it back and forth and made a gap about that wide and about, you know, as deep as the blade would go. And then when I stuck the glass down into the hay, all the way around it, it mashed in there and held it like a frame. And when I cobbed over it, I mean, it's there. I mean, it's solid. I couldn't believe it. I mean, you knock on it, there ain't no wiggling, no nothing. I mean, it's great.